Tonight on KVR News, Festival of Colors. Students come together for the annual Holi celebration.
Austin Loves Country, we talk to the superstars in town for the iHeart Radio Festival.
And Revealing the Secret, a look inside the probate showcase, welcoming men to brotherhood.
You're watching KVR News, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening. You're watching KVR News for Monday, March 31st. I'm Blake Carter.
And I'm Leslie Adami. Thanks for joining us tonight. Student Body President-elect Corey Rady and Vice President-elect Taylor Strickland will officially be sworn in as the next student leaders tomorrow night.
After a long election season, the Rady-Strickland campaign is already hard at work on the path to achieving their platform goals.
Before the months of preparation, campaigning, and the subsequent election results announcement, Corey Rady and Taylor Strickland decided to run for president and vice president together.
Corey definitely approached me at first. It came across as a way just to reach and give back to the school that's given me so much and kind of help other students be able to have as much as I've had here on this university.
Something I believe in is the principle of reciprocity, giving back to institutions, people, organizations that have given you the opportunity to do so much. And the best way to give back is by being the student body president, doing a great job of making your university a better place.
Your student body president and vice president will be Corey Rady.
Taylor says that the results were both a huge relief and surprise, but she soon realized that she had the impulse to begin working right away.
I wanted to celebrate so much. My parents all knew. I could call my dad, my brothers. And then as soon as that happened, it was like, okay, which platform point can I tackle first?
Thinking about what I have to do, and then just emotions, and I want to celebrate with my friends. And it was just, I've never felt, like that in my life. So it's hard to describe.
Some of Taylor and Corey's more significant goals include an extended version of the URI program, a longer Thanksgiving break, and the ability to vote with a student ID.
So like our voter IDs, when you want to go vote, and we can't use those, and that affects a lot of students in voter turnout in our area. So I really think that is something that's one of our huge points.
That's a tough one because you have to go through the Capitol, you have to change some laws, so that's never easy. I'm hoping just, honestly, in all feasibility, just get the ball rolling on it, and we'll see where it goes.
Rady and Strickland will officially be sworn in during tomorrow night's student government meeting. More than 100 students turned out last Wednesday for the annual UT debate. Members of the University Democrats and College Republicans discussed everything from immigration to the NSA. Morgan Williams was at the debate and gives us a look at some of the hot topics.
We're here because we want to better ourselves. And I believe the Republican Party is the party that rewards improvement. The Democratic Party is the party of we and not the party of me.
College Republicans and University Democrats debated for more than 2 hours about important issues facing voters this election year on Wednesday. Students were encouraged to participate in the debate on Twitter, and hashtag UTDebate was trending in Austin just 30 minutes into the event. Debaters spoke in detail about many issues, making it a great experience for all involved.
We were able to pick apart, the weak parts of each, argument, and really challenge each other.
University Democrat Communications Director Michelle Willoughby said she was surprised at the amount of bipartisanship she saw during the debate.
I think it was interesting how much the college Republicans compromised and how many issues they agreed with us on. So I think that that's a good sign for the future.
Moderator David Malley contributed the event's success to its new, more national focus.
Unlike past years, we focused a lot more on broader issues. We didn't have a UT focus. And UT comes into it, but there are obviously other things going on that affect the student body, and we brought that into this debate.
College Republican Ben Mendelsohn agreed.
A lot of people at UT are interested in some of the big national issues. We talked about healthcare, Obamacare, which is very important. We talked about immigration, which is certainly a large national issue, though of course is very important for Texas too. And at the end, they were talking about things like the NSA, which I know that many UT students have concerns with. So I thought it was a very enlightening debate on both sides.
Members of both parties were happy with the debate, though there was no clear winner, at least until November. Morgan Williams, KVR News.
The City of Austin has launched a website for residents to find out which of Austin's 10 new districts they live in. Voters approved Proposition 3 back in November 2012. That requires 10 council members to represent specific geographic districts in the city, shown there on your screen, rather than being elected citywide. Much of West and North Campus is in District Number 9. The entire city will still vote for the mayor, who will complete the 11-member council. The first election with the new districts will take place in November. If you'd like to check which district you live in, we've posted a link to the new website on our Twitter @KVR News. The Texas unemployment rate has remained steady since last month. The Texas Workforce Commission reported Friday the unemployment rate stands at 5.7%. That's below the nationwide rate of 6.7%. Employers added nearly 40,000 payroll positions since February, and more than 314,000 within the past year. It's the state's lowest jobless figure since November 2008. The Obama administration has extended the deadline for Americans to sign up for the Affordable Care Act.
The previous deadline for the federal health care insurance plan was today, but those who have already begun their application through healthcare.gov or on the phone have been given an unspecified grace period. Those signing up will have to check a special enrollment box to be eligible for the new deadline.
If you're submitting a paper application, that deadline has also been extended until next Monday. The extension allows more people to receive help from overwhelmed service centers. Travis County residents can call 211 for help filling out their application.
The Obama administration announced last week the goal of 6 million people signing up has already been reached. Austin is now the fastest growing metro area in the country. More than 47,000 new residents called Austin home last year. That's about 150 people moving to the city every day. Energy, technology, and entertainment are some big factors drawing people to the area. Austin's population growth rate from July 2012 to July 2013 was 2.6%. City of Austin demographer Ryan Robinson predicts the population boom will continue over the next few years.
We would love to see more dense development. It's more efficient, it's easier to serve. There's just a lot of reasons why it makes more sense. It makes transit more viable. And so we think that we've taken a big step in the right direction. And it's not so much us doing it, but it's the market.
There are 3 other metro areas with growth rates higher than 2%: Houston, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Orlando, Florida.
Still to come, a magical sport. UT's teams prepare ahead of the Quidditch World Cup, and
stay tuned to find out how UT Rodeo hasn't galloped away.
You're watching KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. 41 years after American troops returned from Vietnam, a statue has been erected at the state capitol. More than 500,000 Texans fought in the war that lasted more than 18 years. The Texas Capitol Vietnam Veterans Monument was unveiled this weekend. Governor Rick Perry officially accepted the monument on behalf of the state. The statue and an additional display inside the Capitol paid tribute to the more than 3,000 Texans who died in the war. The statue is open to public viewing, and a plaque on the display reads, "Welcome home." Roadwork has begun near the site of the new Dell Medical School. Red River Street currently runs through that site, so it will be moved over to make room for the new school. Red River will be closed on April 12th from MLK to 15th Street and will remain closed for the remainder of the year. Roadwork began yesterday on 15th Street, and more will begin April 20th on MLK. Both of those roads will remain open through the construction, but traffic delays can be expected.
The Hindu Student Association hosted its annual Holi Festival this weekend on the LBJ lawn. Students and Austinites shared their experiences at the religious festival, which celebrates the arrival of the spring season.
Holi is nationally celebrated in India and has been brought to the UT campus through the work of the Hindu Student Association. Co-chairs of the event say that this year's attendance at the LBJ lawn surpassed that of last year's and that their work over the last several months has proven well worth it.
So it's so gratifying, and it's vindication, right? You see the number of people that are having fun, enjoying what you put sweat and blood into putting on, and it's just a spectacular.
Dozens of students and Austinites took part in the celebration by throwing handfuls of colored powder into the air as a symbol of unity, as well as the arrival of new spring colors.
It's a melting pot of people, and it's just fun, and it's, you know, you get to forget about school for like half an hour. It's fun.
This has been one of the most fantastic experiences I've had in the past couple of years. It's my first time, and it was really memorable, something I'll remember for a long time.
Entertainment was provided by DJ Chet, who manned the turntables for the event, incorporating a mix of both American and Indian music.
Although Holi is a Hindu festival, it aims at bringing together all walks of life and welcoming the new spring season.
The cultural diversity when you look out in the crowd. I mean, you see people from every heritage, every culture, and I truly think that's something signature about the University of Texas.
If you throw color on each other, we all look the same. So it doesn't matter what race you're from, what your skin color is. It just represents that we're all the same, we're all human, we're all, you know, on this world together.
Organizations around campus are taking part in the 40 Hours for the 40 Acres fundraising campaign. Organizers are hoping to get young alumni to engage in social media and raise money for the university. Julie Lucas is the Assistant Director of Development at the Office of the Vice President for Student Affairs. She says the campaign has already seen participation from several student organizations, as well as student government and Senate.
We want $40,000 to raise $40,000 within that 40 hours from our alumni, and we also really would love to have 400 student donors participate. And that could be from $1 to $5 to $10, anything students feel like giving, because we're really focusing on how students can help students while they're at UT.
40 for 40 will begin Friday at 11 a.m. on the Gregory Plaza. During the semester, some African American students seem to disappear, but then reappear on stage to the excitement of their peers. Rachel Robillard explains what this phenomenon on college campuses is all about.
African American Greeks use the probate showcase to present their new members. After a long semester of keeping confidential, it's satisfying to reveal the secret.
They get to the door and you see them and they're about to come down and everyone stands up and cheers and they don't even know who it is yet. It gives you chills.
Revealing the man under the mask symbolizes the initiation into brotherhood. However, not all fraternities present their new members this way.
Fraternities have a new member introduction night at their house where they invite a lot of their friends to their house and present the new members and celebrate them for getting into the fraternity.
IFC fraternities such as Sigma Chi host their non-confidential new member reveals at their houses. 48 new members were initiated into Sigma Chi this year. On the other hand, Kappa Alpha Psi only initiated 6.
It's very different because it's very personal. There's so few of us here at the University of Texas, which is a predominantly white institution, that it's only a few people can do it. So it's very personal to the community, and we take only the best of the best.
To be the best, the Kappa Alpha Psi new members must show off their dance moves with a cane, which symbolizes they've earned their stripes as a true gentleman.
When you're presented your cane, it's almost the same as being able to like throw up the official sign. Like they've gained their respect, they've worked for their letters. Like you can see them and look at them and say, man, he's a great guy that exudes everything Kappa Alpha Psi.
Rachel Robillard, KVR News.
UT athletes will be competing in a magical event this upcoming weekend. The 7th annual Quidditch World Cup will take place in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But the game isn't quite like that in the Harry Potter series. This unregulated sport is a contact and physical game that requires a lot of strategy. Texas Quidditch is the reigning World Cup champions, and they'll be taking on their chance for a consecutive title. The team's biggest rivals are other teams in the South, including a newcomer, Lone Star Quidditch.
I'm so confident in my team and my fellow teammates. We've in non-regulation play, we've beaten A&M, we've beaten Lone Star, and we've beaten Baylor. Those are the 3 teams that we've lost to this year, and we've already beaten them once. I know we can do it again.
80 teams will be competing in the World Cup this weekend. If you'd like to watch the tournament live, you can find a link to the live stream on the Texas Quidditch Facebook page. With so many organizations at UT, rodeo is hard to keep as a club sport. The club has been off and on since 1957, but as Larissa Liska reports, rodeo members recently teamed up to bring the sport back to the 40 acres.
UT Rodeo got back in the saddle as an organization in 2013. Students have the opportunity to compete in numerous rodeos like at Texas A&M.
I go to the rodeos probably every weekend. College rodeos not every weekend because there's 5 a semester, but I'll either be at a barrel race or a pro rodeo or a college rodeo almost every weekend. Go Janie!
UT Rodeo is in the process of becoming a club sport again. But until then, more high school students may choose Texas A&M over UT.
People are making the decision to go to A&M because they have rodeo. And so if we can show some high school kids that UT is starting to jump on the rodeo train, then maybe that would make their decision a little easier.
Horses like Tripod love rodeos. UT Rodeo has been off and on since 1957.
One of the rodeos that we went to as Aggie team members, we traveled to Austin for the UT College Rodeo.
As a club sport, UT Rodeo hopes to find a place to keep their horses as well as compete with the support from the university.
I think it's wonderful to have more competition. We always want the quality of our events to be higher up.
Now we're going to go to kids in Texas A&M University.
And then when you make nationals from the Southern region, which is considered one of the toughest in the nation, it just means more.
With UT support, the rodeo team has the opportunity to grow as a tradition, compete against other colleges, and be able to continue riding. Larissa Liska, KVR News.
Well, it was a beautiful weekend and there's more sunshine in store.
Brenda Lau has your forecast next. And Brenda, it looks like we're saying hello to spring.
That's right, Blake. Warm weather this week, but also a chance for rain. I'll have the full details next.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News Tip Line, 475-8181.
Welcome back to KVR News. Well, it's finally starting to feel like spring out there. We did feel some cooler winds come in on Saturday evening, and we can expect the same later this week. Today, we saw partly cloudy skies and a high of 85 degrees here in the city. Temperatures will remain warm through the week, and we've got more chances for rain and even some thunderstorms by midweek. Tomorrow, temperatures will climb into the low 80s once again, and overnight temperatures will remain very mild over the next couple of days, only dropping to the upper 60s at best. It'll be pretty gusty out there as well, with winds as high as 25 miles per hour. Don't be surprised if you get drizzled on your way to your early morning classes. Wednesday will be about the same with a high of 84, but we add in a 20% chance of showers and storms, and then a 30% chance on Thursday. As a low pressure system approaches from the west, there is a small chance we could see some severe weather pop up in our area. We'll keep you informed on Twitter at KVR News. Friday, we will see a break in the rain with temperatures a little cooler, holding off in the upper 70s. The chance for rain returns this weekend with a 20% chance both Saturday and Sunday. So have an umbrella handy this week just in case you get caught in one of the showers. We could potentially be seeing up to 1.5 inches of rain over the next 7 days. We all know that Texas can experience 4 seasons in 1 week, and it might not be our best hair week, so be prepared. Live in the Weather Center, Brenda Lau, KVR News.
Brenda, thank you. Still to come, thousands of athletes in town for the Texas Relays. A look back at the week's events.
And the Longhorns finally take a Big 12 series in baseball. Can they ride the momentum moving forward? Stay tuned for more KVR News.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm College Press Box Victoria Rodriguez. The University of Texas hosted the 87th Clyde Littlefield Texas Relays this past weekend at Mike 8 Myers Stadium. More than 6,000 participants from around the world gathered to compete in the track and field events. Over the 4 days of the competition, almost 40,000 people came together to cheer on athletes ranging from high school to professional levels. The media voted the Texas women as the most outstanding team, university or college. Notable Texas alumni included Olympic silver medalist Leo Manzano, Trey Hardy. Manzano is a 5-time NCAA champion, and Hardy holds the NCAA record for decathlon. Also competing was put competitor Ryan Krauser, the 2013 NCAA Big 12 Inter champion. He says the crowd helps him pump him up.
I always like to get the crowd into it. I mean, if they're into it, it's great energy out here.
and I think it just helped me throw a PR. So I mean, I wouldn't do it if the crowd wasn't like as great as they are.
After capturing their 35th consecutive Big 12 title, the Texas men's swimming and diving team hosted the NCAA championship at the Lee and Joe Jamel Texas Swimming Center. 16 swimmers and 4 divers qualified to compete. The team earned a second place finish behind the California Golden Bears. Freshman diver Michael Hickson was selected as a diver on the meet for sweeping the springboard diving event and adding an All-American honors on the platform. Coach Eddie Reese says he's proud of his team's success.
We very much surpassed what it looked like we could do individually. And it takes a bunch of good individuals to add up the team score. That's what they did. We had a great meet.
So Victoria, switching to baseball, I understand the Longhorns finally clinched their first Big 12 Series win against Texas Tech. Moving forward, Taylor hosts Baylor this upcoming weekend. Can the Longhorns ride that momentum to improve their conference record?
I think they definitely can. They usually, when they go down, they come back up. They have incumbents like Tres Barrera. They have Gerwitz. That's a good team. I'm confident they're going to come back up.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Victoria. Up next, Nadine Bonewitz has your entertainment news. What's coming up, Nadine?
Country stars in town for the iHeart Country Radio Music Festival, and Frozen reaches a huge milestone. How much has the movie brought in? Stay tuned for more KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Some of country music's biggest names were in town this weekend for the first ever iHeartRadio Country Music Festival. Stars like Luke Bryan, Lady Antebellum, and Hunter Hayes performed in front of thousands at the Frank Irwin Center. We were at the red carpet to talk to some of the performers, and it was an incredible experience. We talked to Hunter Hayes about breaking a record for the number of concerts performed in a 24-hour period. We talked to Lady Antebellum about them being honored for Grammy on the Hill. And we talked to Luke Bryan about being nominated at the ACMs for Entertainer of the Year. Disney's Frozen is the highest grossing animated film of all time. The movie has brought in more than $1 billion, nearly 2/3 of that internationally. The movie finished off strong after its final opening in Japan. Frozen has now beat out Toy Story 3, which brought in just $9 million less back in 2010.
All right, thanks, Nadine, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Leslie Adami.
And I'm Blake Carter. For news and weather updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News.
Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great night.